Hi everyone, Nick at Brighton Tax here. We are a firm of 7. I've worked in practice now for 18 years, half of which I was an employee working under my dad, and then I was in the fortunate position to take over 9 years ago and set up a new company. Our MTD journey has been an interesting one. We've come in from February and we're now in the 24-25 pilot and about to file our first couple of digital tax returns. Now that the introduction is out of the way, I've lost the tie, so apologies Les if you are watching this. We've been notifying clients for the last 6 years as and when thresholds have updated. So originally obviously the £10,000 threshold, going up to the 50, the 30 and then the 20 in descending order. Mail shots has been the main action that we sent out. We've also been emailing clients when we've been preparing their tax returns for the last 2-3 years, just letting them know what threshold they meet and whether or not they may be coming into making tax digital. But we've had a big push this year for those that haven't been responding with phone calls and even WhatsApp messages to prompt their engagement. A lot of people have buried their head in the sand and quite rightly have said HMRC have kicked the can down the road, so we are too. But we're now at that biting point where really we need to engage and make sure the clients are ready, as the practice certainly is. Having attended many webinars and seminars and events, I feel that bookkeepers and accountants are starting to realise that this is actually coming in. Having watched a number of the online webinars, in particular paying close attention to the question box, I feel that a lot of accountants aren't as prepared as perhaps they should be at this stage. So for me, the one thing I wish more people knew about making tax digital for income tax and self-assessment would be the benefits. I think once people understand what those benefits are, they're more likely to engage with the accountants and bookkeepers. We believe the benefits are essentially improving their cash flow, making provisions for their personal tax, bettering their record keeping, and sort of ongoing extensive tax planning. But yeah, for me, it's really the benefits of making tax digital. So we've been offering our clients free enrolling within Making Tax Digital. As I mentioned earlier, we have actually put some of our clients into the 24-25 pilot. So anyone that wanted to come forward, and they were all offered it, we've not been charging them. That was to kind of get more of an uptake for ourselves as a practice. We have also been in contact with clients, improving their record keeping, making things more digital, getting rid of those shoe boxes, and really hand-holding clients the whole way through the process, to the point where most of our clients who are coming in April 26 are actually in a good position from a bookkeeping perspective. So the biggest challenge for us really has been client response time and actually responding to us. Actually getting clients to respond, particularly when it comes to getting their permission to enrol, its client response time really does slow things down for us. Really, it's about being more proactive for the client and being able to be proactive by having the data. I never forget, a client said to me at the end of January that he felt our service was a reactive service as opposed to a proactive one. The main gains, just to highlight them again, would be digital record keeping, which are going to be much more improved to the paper records, which a lot of clients have and we're slowly converting, tax planning throughout the course of the year, and just being more efficient with cash flow. So how could HMRC support us? HMRC have been very good, but I don't feel every accountancy practice or bookkeeper will get what I have been fortunate enough to do, entering the pilot that much sooner. I do think that the agent dedicated lines could have much shorter waiting times. I appreciate there is an MTD line. I haven't actually used it yet, but as I understand it, it is a quicker response time to the self-assessment one, which I think is about 45-50 minutes now. I think HMRC could also get more out in the media. It needs to be on the radio, it needs to be on the TV. So really, HMRC need to be pushing things out to those unrepresented that much more. I feel that with where the rollout is at the moment, we probably should have been there this time last year. I think a lot of accountants, bookkeepers and individuals will be that much more aware of making tax digital. There are a few frustrations that have had within the practice when filing these quarterly submissions and attempting to file the digital tax returns, and that is the approval of APIs. That has really been the one thing that slowed me down with my MTD journey. Another point would be the client list. Lots of agents are asking, why isn't there a client list like the old gateway? That would save an awful lot of time. The other thing would be the deadline to file, the month or so, given the extra 5 days. I feel that for the first 3 mandated thresholds, if this could be extended to 3 months, and then once those 3 thresholds have come in, they can certainly be shortened to a month. It will allow accountants to manage their workloads as more and more clients have to enrol, and allow us to sort of not be overwhelmed by this huge increase of workload that we're going to be having. I was a bit skeptical at first. I thought, here we go, another WhatsApp group, but actually it's been very useful. Working, doing personal tax, I don't always have time to keep my finger on the pulse with making tax digital, particularly in the last couple of months where I've been focusing on self-assessment. So there have been things that I haven't picked up on from my own CPD and reading around MTD, but there's been things in the group which has been great from others sharing. The banter's great. There's a few characters, I don't need to mention them, but everything is said in good faith, in jest, and it's just a nice place to actually blow off some steam, vent, and banter with one another, as well as learn. It's a tough one. There has been quite a few. As I said, there is a lot of banter in the group, as well as it being educational. But I think it might have been when Gabby told me to take my rose tinted glasses off when I was talking about my journey and being in 24-25. I haven't doubted that MTD is going to go away. I appreciate everybody has their own views, but I certainly don't wear rose tinted glasses. I think that's probably got to be the number one.